Heads, welcome to the Tush Twins, heard exclusively on and seen exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com, a streaming platform heard round the world and beyond. And I'm Malcolm Berman. Here, my two cheeks. On the bottom cheek is Max, and the upper cheek is the redhead,
Turn
or
the upper
Paula,
cheek.
or the bunny, or
whatever you want
bunny.
to call me.
Hey, you.
Bunny, Rusty.
Bunny,
hey,
Rusty, Paula Rose, you name it. It's
Yeah, Bunny, Rusty sounds good. Paula Rose sounds good, but if you use Rusty Rose, I sound like a stripper.
right. I was going to say,
I like that.
give us a view
And there
of
she is, Rusty Rose.
I know you have a special room with that pole in the house. Anyway,
maybe we could do.
Don't think I can't use it.
I'm sure
maybe
you
we could
could.
do another show.
Yeah.
Maybe this will get us numbers.
That's right. We'll have to try something. We have to get on a. We need
I don't know what the dentist would approve.
We need
I
a
don't think so.
we need a
I would, but that's
website.
beside the point.
We need a website
And
so we can reach
Les
out
would
to
probably
people.
do that.
I don't think he would. He just got back home, so I better he better behave himself. He was out early and he got back. A lot of his patients, it's so hot. Like some of them, there's like, I'm not leaving my house. I don't blame him.
Well, I have, thank God, I have heat all around me, but not so much where I live. Not this particular area in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, you're lucky because
it's been reaching maybe the high 80s or low 90s. But watch, I say this during the weekend.
How many? I don't even know how many days we've had in the 90s. It's been a lot.
It's been 4 days in a row here. This is the third heat wave.
Right. So it was like 5 before. So we're up into the like 14, 15 days.
And wait a minute. That usually doesn't hit till the end of July, mid-August.
Okay.
When you have the heat wave in New
Maybe
York
it'll get cooler then.
Then it becomes the dog days of summer.
We're in the dog days of summer right now. My dog.
I don't remember back when I was a kid. Now, that's what we're going to talk about. But
right.
Back when I was a kid.
You were a kid?
I was a kid. And then I became a billy goat.
Okay.
Billy goat gruff.
But I just remember maybe there were 2 or 3 days of the summer where we'd have to use the air conditioner. And my air conditioner was open the bedroom window and sit down on the fire escape.
Mine was
more
a bucket
days
of
than
ice.
that.
I had a bucket of ice with a fan.
Oh, there was no air conditioning when I grew up. I'm that ancient.
Maxine had because of my daddy.
I had an air conditioner. My
Yes,
dad
you
was
did.
able to get an air conditioner, but we would all sleep in the same room. Like
Ooh.
5 of us would sleep.
That's a kinky family.
The boys would sleep pretty much in, on the floor and whatever they had. They used their scouting stuff, and sleeping bags. And then I would get like a cot, and then they'd put like a little mattress on it for me. And I was all at the end all the time. But when it was really a big difference though. I mean, when you went into the room, it was like, what do they say in French? A machaya.
Hot as hell.
Yeah. So it's hot as hell now, man. My doggie is like, I cannot take her out in the middle of the day for anything. I took her just around the house and she was like outside. She was like, I took her this morning. I have I'm having an issue with my shin on my right leg, so I can't even be walking around anyway. That's a whole other story. Anyway, so anywho, so we had plenty of heat. We had heat waves back then, but
we were lucky. We lived by the ocean, so we did have the summer breeze.
Yes, we did, and you can go jump in the water. I mean, we went to the beach and we ran literally into the ocean. But we would also, I know we talked about it before, we had the Brighton Beach baths nearby.
Yes, we did.
And we would kind of sneak in. Sometimes we'd get in because your mom would get us in.
No, I
but
was a member.
you were, I don't remember being
I
a
was a member.
member.
You were a member too. You and I were members because you came under my mom's, and your mother would come on the weekends with
Sometimes, yeah,
passes.
she
And my
never,
father would come in with passes. But
right,
you were a
passes. I
member.
remember
It
getting
was
passes.
you were a member because you went in, you shared the locker with my mom and my sister and I. So we
Right.
shared that you had a pass for years.
All of
So
us
it was
sharing a locker. I
Yes, it was
can't even
$25.
I'm trying to picture what that was like and remember. And remember, we would always make fun of the old
The
ladies
ladies, naked
with their
ladies.
devil head. Do you hang low? Do they wobble to and
Doing,
fro? Can
doing,
you tie him
doing,
in a
doing.
knot? Can you
Like
tie him
you
in a
tie 'em
bow?
in a bow.
And then sometimes we saw that and we would just laugh about
Oh
I
God.
don't know. It was crazy, but yeah, that was time I
But
was
we used
like,
to sneak our friends in because Randy also was a member
right.
because her mom played mahjong with my mother.
Hmm.
And what we do is get our hands stamped.
And then we'd
We go
go
outside
we
and go
go
like
like
this.
this, right?
Go like
Right.
this,
And
Chris.
right. And then we put
And
it on
then
and then we go
this
like this.
and a
I don't
stamp,
know. I don't
fluorescent
know how
stamp.
they let us get
And
through. It's like they didn't care. I mean, I
they
just
changed it.
remember
They finally figured it out, but
it took a
we did
while.
that for
We did it
years.
a long time. We got away with it and
By the time we
we
were
went
14, we stopped going,
well
you and
because
I.
we were I were well, I think we were CITs first at the storefront, the
CITs,
Y,
why?
which was right down the street from the baths.
Across the street.
So
Yeah,
right.
I
So
never went to pools. I had the ocean. I had 2 blocks away from, I dive into the ocean and it was cool.
yeah, well, we went
We
to
did
that
both.
was we did both. I mean, it was the bays went to were bays 4 to 7, pretty much.
Hmm.
Uh, but in terms
We
of
used to
the
go to Bay 5, left to
five
the
a lot,
lifeguard every Saturday and
Now that
Sunday.
was around what, Ocean
No, it
Parkway?
was on Brighton Second
Brighton
Street.
Right in
Second
second.
Street, Brighton by the
And you
park, the
go
Second Street
left
Park,
lifeguard,
Yeah.
and
like the famous
everyone would be there. The
and
Lefskis, the Stones, the Noaks, the Margos, the Pitts, and you all had food.
well, an interesting twist to that. I recently found out that a friend of mine up here in the burbs, they're Brooklynites, he was the lifeguard on Bay
Ooh.
5.
Day 5.
I actually have a picture of him.
Oh, let
And
me see.
well, it's very hard to see.
Let me see.
It's a very, very hard to see. Talk amongst yourselves. Let
And
me
what's
find
his
it.
name again?
I don't want to give his whole name, but his first name is
Yes,
Steve.
but Steve. I think
All
that's
right.
the lifeguard we used to walk around and go,
Steve the lifeguard.
He was very cute.
I want to be a
Uh,
lifeguard.
he he
I want to
describes
save your life.
he describes his he describes his lifeguard, and he did it for like it minimally like 7 or 8 years as one of the most wonderful times he's had. Uh, that's like, what did I do? Oh, here it is. It's very hard. It's extremely hard to see. I
Okay.
mean, you can't, it's,
No, the light's no good. Yeah, I could see him.
you can, he's on the bench and he's looking, but that's him.
Yeah.
Ah,
He was adorable.
he's cute.
He was our lifeguard.
I,
When I told
I
him
don't know. I remember I wasn't dating. She was my client, this lady in California, and her son was a captain in the lifeguards.
really,
And I didn't realize, and he was making like $120,000 a year
what?
as a full-time lifeguard, full-time captain. Well, over here, they're full-time.
Wow,
And
That is a lot of money for a
yeah,
lifeguard.
that's what I
that
thought. Well, it
is.
was captain. So I guess it was,
Wow. Well, it's like
that's what I thought.
They're like the Baywatch guys,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's a whole
They,
different,
they
that's a
have
whole different level.
They have Baywatch now on. I have Samsung TV as part of my package, and these girls are the women lifeguards are wearing the V-cut bathing suits. It's coming up to their hips.
Yeah,
I've
well,
never seen a lifeguard like that.
I bet you would have loved to back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would you would have to go in the water because
Yeah,
of
I think I
you,
probably would have drowned a few
you,
times
well,
just to be
or
saved.
that, or just to cover up what
Yeah,
might have been going boing.
right.
So
But
boingy, boingy, boingy. But anyway, the Brighton Beach baths. Yeah, we would see friends there sometimes. One thing happened to me there that, I'll never forget when I was wearing an orange colored bikini. We used to wear
Ooh,
those because we were thin as
yes, we
rails,
did.
thin, thin, thin. And I dove off the top. It was the first time I actually, not the first board, but the second higher one. And I did like just a swan into the water, and
Uh-oh, I remember.
my bottom fell off.
My
My
top fell
bot
off once,
my
but
bottom my
no one
bottom.
really understood that.
And there were some kids there from junior high school,
how'd you
and
get out?
I'm struggling to find it. I was a decent swimmer. I finally found it, and I'm waiting there, and I'm trying to get it. I mean, I got it back on, but I was redder than red that you can be. I was so embarrassed, and I literally ran away. That was like,
I
I'm
know.
like, that was one story I won't forget. And
In today's world, everybody would have taken their shots of you
yeah, well, I'm
with
sure. Yeah,
their cameras,
it would have been on the
the cell
right.
phones.
But then, we would often just, hang out, listen to music. I mean, I can literally smell the French fries, like the line in Under the Boardwalk. You can smell the French fries in
Under the
air. Yeah,
boardwalk.
right. And there's no Under the
Under
Boardwalk.
the boardwalk.
There is none. It's all filled in
I know.
because now uh you can't do anything
Homeless.
sinister. Well, what did they do back in the day? There was drug sales and there was screwing.
Yeah.
That's what
When
those
you walked under the boardwalk, you
you
had to watch
heard
out for needles
grunts.
and condoms.
Right. There were condoms, there were needles. Yeah. I can't say that I don't blame them in a way, but it had a certain something to it. It
Pinosh.
just, I don't know. So we would go to bays 4 and 7. Then they had the
Mhm.
area where you bought your reflector
Oh,
and your
Yes, they
baby
had the,
oil,
what's his
baby
name
oil.
and then
spray
you
that
got
was on the back of the boardwalk.
right the back of the boardwalk, and you and I'm sure today people have cancerous
Skin
things
cancer.
taken off their
Yeah,
face
I'm
from
surprised
that.
we're all not dead.
I never
I
went in these things. I did it once. My parents got pissed at me because
you
I got sun poisoning.
you would be roasted like a
Mm, mm,
Like a
mm,
redhead.
mm, mm.
you were not doing that.
Well,
So
I had a
No,
dark complexion, so
no.
what I would do is like the first day on the beach in the sun, and generally that was like sometime late May or early June.
right,
I'd
Mhm.
get burnt,
right.
and my skin would, I get blisters and it'd peel off.
I
But after
know.
that, I was fine.
Uh,
Not me. I'm just
then
allergic to the sun,
Mhm.
so I can't.
you're not a
And they didn't
sun.
have sunscreen till
Nope. Did
When
1976.
you
yeah,
I
it
was one of
was
the first ones to use
yes, I remember.
Duval,
Right,
Uval, UVAL. That was the first
Yuval. Oh,
sunscreen
okay.
out
and
there.
who would
And
want
if you
sunscreen?
tasted it,
You tasted
it
it.
was
What, because
disgusting.
when
If
you
it got
rubbed
in
it
your
on your face.
mouth and you touch it, yeah, oh, it's
Who would want
awful.
sunscreen? Because you wanted the sun. But with
Not me.
vitamin D.
Look at her, Malcolm. Are
I'm
you
white. I'm
she
the other white meat.
she is the other white, and she's even whiter in a bathing suit. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh
No,
my God. This one
I
is
have to
So and
wear
one cheek is white
sunscreen
and
all
one
year
cheek is
round.
tan.
no,
I don't
never.
tan. I have no
There,
tanning
there's
pigment.
there's no tanning. She's
Mhm.
no, there's
I'm one
I mean,
step, the doctor said I'm one step away from an albino.
that's
It's
exciting.
true.
But I don't know what you did. I have a good friend, Jeff. And after six, I think you couldn't get working papers under 16.
Oh, it's 13 for us.
It was 16 for the things that I
14 it
wanted because
was, I think. It was
I
14.
14.
became at 16,
14?
I became
14.
what
It
Yeah.
was
was,
called a
I
common
remember it was
show
14.
attendant.
yeah.
A what attendant?
Common show attendant. I had
Oh,
to go downtown Brooklyn to get my license. Uh,
Wow.
wow.
and what I worked in Faber's Playland. on the
Oh, I
boardwalk.
know Favors.
Yeah,
On
Faber's
the boardwalk.
Playland.
They had three of them, and they had
Yeah,
downstairs and surf and on the
We
boardwalk.
used to go on the Ferris wheel on that one and watch the fireworks.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, my
But
favorite, I
I
really
worked.
want to get to Coney, but this weather's so bad. I don't know.
I went to Coney with Jeff. We walked there. We walked on the boardwalk,
Right.
and
Oh,
this was
that's
when I probably like 14, 15, not 16. Because 16 I started working there. Uh,
right.
I
what was there
remember
was a change.
wasn't Favors the one with the skee ball?
Yeah.
A skee ball, the poker roll,
Yeah, I
That
remember that.
and
That's
I remember.
Favors. I'm
and
thinking
I'm the
something
guy who
else.
had the change apron
Oh my
Oh,
God.
and the long pole. So the
oh.
ball used
So
to get
yeah,
stuck,
yeah.
and
When the
I
ball gets
used to have
stuck.
the wrong pole.
Oh,
And
you were the guy I probably saw.
yeah, definitely. And and I think that the statute of limitations is protects me. But I remember what we used to. I worked there 2 summers, but what I used to do is like they expected you to be short on your apron with a change by about two, three
Hmm.
dollars. But I was good and I was never short. So when I
Oh,
did,
Good.
I would take
she
the
was.
I would
Maxine Short.
ah,
See these
Shrimp boat, shrimp
fingers?
boat, shrimp
Wait,
boat.
but
wait.
I take the $2, $3 and that's I would buy my lunch
Or
Oh,
when
so
it was
you'd have
good.
money.
And,
That
and
was
what we
good.
well and what I used to do also was I used to like pilfer some of the coupons.
pilfer.
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 Well, it's
Today's vocabulary word is
it's better than
pilfer.
it's
Pilfer.
better than steal.
I used to pilfer.
At the end of the summer, I'd send some relative and tell them what we wanted, and
Oh,
they could get a
really?
valise or some sort of because we
Oh,
had enough
with the tickets, you mean? All
with
the
the
tickets?
tickets.
Yeah. I used to get little,
Of course,
you get a yo-yo, you get some
I
well,
like the Chinese handcuffs. You
yeah.
put your fingers
Oh
in,
yeah.
you
right, and
can't get.
you can't get it out, and then
But
we used to have
we saved for a
used to
lot
get
for the whole
jacks. You know,
for the whole.
we get jacks.
But we got good things for the whole summer. We got like cookware or dishes because I had a
Oh,
few hundred coupons.
that's
Oh
that's
no,
something.
we had like 10 of skee
Right.
ball and stuff. We
So
did yeah,
so
we
when
got
we didn't so
crap.
when we didn't go to the beach, which we mostly did, we'd go up with our families to the lakes.
Seven Lake
To
region.
Okay, we wound up in Lake Sebago and Lake
Lots.
Welch.
Well, Lake Sebago had another name. My family renamed it. We
Okay,
called it Lake Lox and Bagels.
lots of
Sebago was
bagels.
Lox and
Like some
Bagels.
bagels.
And Welch was
Like
Lake.
was Lake Belch.
That's your favorite because you're the queen.
Mhm.
The Queen of the Belch.
Unfortunately, they closed both lakes because they had invasive species recently, and they just
That was like
reopened.
they just
No,
reopened.
I have the things. I looked it up in Lake Welch. Uh,
Hmm. And
it
Tiarati weeks ago.
Lake Welch reopened. It's thundering
Yes.
here right now, just so you
Yes,
know.
thundering here
Hope I
too a
don't
little
look
bit.
anything. Yeah, anyway, so they're trying to get these beaches open again, but right now they're having
They
a
had
tough time.
that same bloom in Lake Hopatcon 3 years ago.
Right.
And in Lake because we didn't have the rain
Well, it's
in the
also
lakes
the climate and the
climate.
algae. It's getting warmer. The waters are getting warmer. It's just a
Ay,
mess.
but I
But
used to enjoy it.
anyway,
My parents used to
we
take us up there. We used to have barbecues.
yeah,
My
we
aunts and uncles would all go up
yeah, we
there
went. We had a great
and
time. Our families went together too.
oh, we know
The Margos
the
joined.
Margos, we went with the Margos, the
The
Pits, and the
pits, right,
Pulaski, the
right.
Pits.
I remember the pits going more than anyone.
Yes,
Uh,
always the
and
Pits.
it's always
And we used to go there or Bear Mountains.
yep. Bear Mountain was the other thing, and
We went
then
roller skating.
we it's still they have a really cool. I have to go up. They have a really good merry-go-round still. It's really
Oh,
lovely.
really?
At
I
Bear
used to love.
Mountain. Yeah, we
Mhm.
should meet there. So
Not
then
far from me. It's
we
40
used to
minutes.
also go. Well, we went aside from going to the drive-in movies at night in the summer in your
In our
car
pajamas.
in our pajamas. We went to the drive-ins, but we also
With your
went.
boyfriends?
No,
We
my
were little
parents took
kids.
us, so my sister.
We were little kids. Our pajamas were on during that.
Yeah.
that thing. But we would go also to Hempstead State Park
Park,
in a
because it's
lot. And
cooler.
my brothers would go
Mhm.
sometimes. I remember going, and so Hempstead is spelled Hemp. And you
Yeah,
know
it
that
used to be a hemp
it used
farms.
to be a hemp farm.
Oh, I
So
know that.
who knew? And I just have a
I
little thing.
did.
It says that the hemp was grown abundantly for at least 100 years
Years.
by
That's
colonists up and down Long Island, including Nassau County. We have Hempstead, which means hemp farm. To the
mhm.
east, Suffolk, there was the Hamptons, and
It should have been called the Hamptons.
the Hamptons. It was considered a hemp town, and
Hemp Town
the whole
babies,
area of
so
Long
pure
Island was
joy.
called Hamptons, and hamp is the northern word for hemp. So
Yeah.
hemp is the northern word for hemp. See what you look up. Oh boy.
Well, when I used to go to I've been to the Hamptons a few times. I didn't like the Hamptons because you had to have a car. No matter where you were, the next place you went was like a half hour to 40-minute drive.
Right, right.
So I
Yeah,
eventually
we used to go.
rented a house in Fire Island for about 5 summers.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
And
that's
that should
not
have
me.
been called Fire Hemp also,
yeah, I'm
because
sure
there
people
was a lot of weed there.
toked up there. So
No, we used to go to
since
Jones Beach too,
yeah, Jones
but at
Beach,
nighttime
right.
with my parents, because
But
they
did you
would
go?
go dancing. My parents would go dancing in the band shell, and Maxine and I and my sister would take our paddle balls and we played paddle ball or roller skate.
But you didn't
Yep.
go in the ocean in the evening.
Hmm. No,
No,
you couldn't go in the
we didn't go
ocean. No,
swimming. I mean, we put our
No.
feet
no.
in, but we wouldn't go
Because
swimming.
I remember the thing with Jones Beach and the beaches along the Long Island is that they had no breakers. You know, they didn't have the rocks to break the
No,
waves. Where
Right, right.
in Coney Island,
We did. We had the
you
rocks.
had
we
the
had
breakers,
lots of
and it was
breakers. Well,
sort
we
of
were
like
inlet.
it was like a pool. I mean,
Right,
there was no
pretty
really.
much. And now people are trying to I was an article about a swimming club that a lot of like millennials are meeting up at the beaches to swim from bay to bay. And it
Oh,
seems to be something that's like a club kind of thing. And then they, hang out a
we
little,
dog paddled.
yeah,
I would go. I was Bay 22, which is the last beach over by 37th Street,
Sure, yeah.
and they had the breakers, the rocks there, and I would
Hmm.
swim around the rocks, going west, going into Seagate, which was a private
right.
beach.
Well, Seagate was a private, right. I
So
And then
remember
you go
always.
into the Narrows.
Right. Well, that's
yeah,
right
well,
there, because if you keep going up, you'll see the bridge. But yeah, you got to be. That is
well,
dangerous, actually.
yeah, I still love that sound now. That on foggy nights,
You can hear the
you would hear
foghorn.
you would
Yeah.
hear the foghorns. You would hear because the big boats came in the Narrows,
Right.
and
And they
and,
would.
We
and
used to
you
hear
hear
them all the time.
and you hear
Oh,
dude,
we would
dude,
hear it all the time,
and you hear
and
which you could call the bellboys, the buoys.
right.
Uh-huh.
The bells used to ring when the waves would hit them.
They would Mark the Twain. That's
Yeah.
how Mark Twain got his name.
No,
Mark
well,
the
Mark
Twain.
Twain got his name because they let down a rope or like a
Yeah, it
measurement
was
on the
yeah, for marked on
on
the buoys.
the paddle boats, not
Hmm.
Right.
See how deep the water is
Yeah.
right.
for
See
the
how
boats
deep,
to go
and
through.
but
And
Mark Twain was he could go through.
speaking of boats,
Yes,
I
buoys.
would
Yeah,
go with my brothers because they had a motor, a nice
motorboat.
probably held like 6 people. And of course it was called Token of the Sea. Duh.
See,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
But we went to the fireworks a number of times. And
Yep.
of course, after the fireworks, you hear all the horns. Everyone, and I remember them letting me push the horn. I thought it was like,
The
yay!
fireworks where?
In
In Brighton
In
Beach,
Brighton
in
on
Coney Island,
Tuesday
Brighton.
nights.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
would
because of the
be
ferry went. There was a boat that was off. I used to go off of uh, Steeplechase Pier
Hmm.
around there.
They used to have a bunch of boats, but the one right off of Brighton Beach was Schaefer
Yeah, that was
Pier.
the one. Well, that was Steeplechase
Schaefer.
Yeah.
Pier. That was the same one.
Right. Schaefer is the
Schaefer
one
But do you
Pier.
pier.
remember your brothers were trying to teach me to water ski?
Oh, that never
On
worked.
Jamaica Bay, it did not work.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no,
God,
no.
it was horrible.
I learned how to ski pretty quick, and then I was able to ski up at Allen's too. But
I
with
never, I
this
never
creepy
water
leg
skied.
now, I cannot do that right at the moment.
I
No, I
never
can't do
water
it.
skied.
Never could, never will.
Well, but you could also hang on. You can tube behind the boat too now.
I did the
They have
tube. I did the tubing in Dominican,
that's fun.
and I got my butt. I got black and blue on my butt because you're going fast and your butt. Boom,
and
Boom,
it
boom,
goes
boom,
like
boom.
boom.
this.
Yeah,
I
and my
know.
butt got black and blue. I couldn't sit for 2 days.
What I was always afraid to do, I always
Only you.
what I had the excuse that it was too expensive was parasail. You
I've
might
Right.
done that.
boat and you have
I didn't do that. I when I
I've
go
done
to the
that
islands, I go I usually go on a snorkel
in
trip,
Nassau, in the Bahamas.
know.
I've
you
done
know,
that.
So
That was so
I
cool.
I was always
I,
tempted to do it, and I always said, no, it's too expensive. I was always on a budget. And it's too expensive. Yeah, but I was chicken.
he's saying budget. He's
Have you
chicken.
ever, yeah,
I was chicken.
chicken. Have you ever gone zip lining?
No.
That's so cool.
I wouldn't
That's so
I
cool.
wouldn't
Well, now
I've
the thing
done
is,
I
that
don't know.
I've done that in Nicaragua.
as I've gotten to be middle-aged,
Right.
I realize I don't like doing anything that I cannot control the speed.
Oh,
Mm.
well, I don't know. I mean, to me, the zip lines look like fun. I haven't done one, but
Oh, it's so
Well,
much
well,
fun.
there's always the
I
summer.
I really prefer the going into, the beautiful waters and having fun times at snorkel trips and stuff.
Did you ever go
What's
did you ever go down the big slides into the pools?
yes,
Yes,
yes. I have one at my pool here
that's fun. Oh,
at the
I
country
did
club.
that when I
Yeah,
was there a few years ago,
yeah.
BC, before COVID.
Before
Before
Uh,
COVID. Now it's open again, so you could do it.
yeah, I can come and get my knees knocked. I don't even know
Well, now
what
they have
It's
that,
not,
COVID
it's,
again, so
uh, I
I
don't
don't want
know.
COVID.
I know a friend of mine just is getting over it. I mean, it just is like ridiculous. And so now,
Yeah.
but anyway, so we also would take, your dad would take us for rides
To nowhere.
and we didn't know, and we'd tell him make a left, make a right. He knew exactly where he was going, and we would wind up at Friendly's ice cream, but it would
Hmm.
be like an hour away from us. It's like,
About an hour and a half. And then we'd
how
end up
does he?
sometimes at
We'd
Mitchell's.
make a right, a left and a right, a left and a right, and he was like laughing. It's like-
Here's Friendly's.
he's like, he goes, I don't know, how do you make these turns and then wind up in all the same place? I can never
And we
understand.
always, and remember, we always had one of those portable grills with us
Oh
in the
yeah,
back and
right, right,
charcoal.
right.
And my mom would
Oh,
stop
we would
at a
always stop
grocery
and
store,
get dogs and burgers. Yeah,
burgers.
definitely.
Hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it was, and I could taste them actually now. I
where
could
was
just,
Friendly's ice cream? I don't remember
I
that.
There
don't
was
know.
one in Newburgh. It was in
It was
Newburgh.
further up. It was like
It
past
was
even
Newburgh.
me. It was up there. Yeah, it was.
Hmm.
It was
Was it
Newburgh. I
where?
Newburgh?
remember.
It was
Newburgh.
up. Newburgh was upstate for
Oh,
us, boy.
Newburgh. Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. It
was
took
up.
about an hour, hour and a half.
That was.
Sometimes we ended up at Bear Mountains. We'd end up
Sometimes we
here, but we
ended up.
always end up someplace with ice cream.
But there had to be ice cream. There was a Carvel. There was a Howard Johnson that was up the throughway.
The Corvette was my favorite.
Oh, I love
I used to love that.
Carvel.
I just had. I
Hello.
actually. We just went there the other night for the first time
We
in the
don't have
summer.
Carvels here anymore. They're closed.
We have a Mr. Softy
Ooh,
store.
a store. Oh,
Did you ever hear of a Mr. Softy
I
store?
just
no,
heard it
but
on
they
the
have the
news.
trucks.
It was just on the news.
Well, Nick, it's part of there's Nathan's and Mr. Softy. And you know what
Mhm.
else they serve? The
What?
Dole Whip that they have in Disney, but also in Hawaii. You can get a Dole Whip.
A Dole Whip.
Dole, D-O-L-E. It's a pineapple whip.
Pineapple.
I could go for
Mm.
that. It is thundering something awful here. It
It's
is really
stop.
rolling, man.
It's
And
not bad.
at least the electricity didn't go off. We haven't been.
I
Not
hope
today
not.
for us, thank God.
I'm getting like notifications up the yazoo here. 6 of
We
them.
had them, it's done.
Storm, rain, don't go out, behave yourself, severe warnings. I
We had
have
that
three
yesterday.
different warnings. I don't know if you could see this.
No,
These are all warnings, storm warnings, all of them.
have you walked the dogs or the dog? Have you walked?
I walked the
I
dog this
did.
morning and I took her out before, but I don't know now with these storms when I'm gonna be able to get her out.
You only have one now, right?
One what?
Oh.
One
Yes,
dog.
Bluey is
Bluey is-
back with his
Money.
parental units in the city. So
Anyway, guys, believe it or not, our half hour is up.
really?
Really?
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
we have another storm coming.
We have to get a website done.
Okay,
That's our
but
next project.
I want to
Okay.
give you, both of you, a
An
task.
award? An award?
No, a task to do.
Thank you.
Listen
Thank
to
you.
the show.
We always listen
Uh,
every
um,
time.
I don't
Every
listen.
every time.
Squirrel.
No. We have to keep sharing more. We're not
What?
sharing enough. But we need a website so that, or maybe we should just also do a Tush Twins Facebook page.
Let's do it.
We'll do it.
All right.
Let's
But
do
I
it.
have to do, we have to do it.
We
to-
need
we'll have to-
pictures of us.
We'll go online. Yeah, who does that good? Is any kid around that you know now? A youngster?
I do. I'm a very good photographer. I could do a selfie.
Mm.
Anyway, guys, we'll talk about it
My
off camera.
selfie would be my good friend from February. Okay.
But we'll talk about
Mine's-
it off camera, get
Mine's
something
in the
done.
gift.
All right. We gotta do that.
Shalom.
Have a good week.
Peace be with
Peace
you.
out.
Let's hope
and
let's
keep-
hope for peace, love, and understanding because we
Keep
need
dry.
that.
I don't want to talk about that. Keep dry.
I said keep
No,
dry.
it's a peace. Peace.
What's wrong with
That's all we
peace?
want.
Bye.
Peace,
wrong
love,
with
and
peace?
understanding.
Ciao, ciao.